I was having a lot of knee pain. I had been to a couple of other doctors who weren't really helpful, and this gentleman was a specialist with my condition. And the dynamics of it were he really wanted to stamp his expertise on me. So he was basically saying, of course you're having pain, you know, your legs and your hips aren't straight. That's going to lead to long-term pain. We need to try to do reconstructive surgery. You know, we need to explore these different surgical options. And I want to do like this profound imaging on your knee, on your hip, and let's try to do a whole like reconstruction. I was there to say, look, I need an MRI. We want to see what's going on. I've been doing some therapy, and the therapy's been helping. And he was just undercutting everything. You know, therapy can't hurt, but it's not really going to be helpful. This is something that you're always going to have, and this is the solution. And my reaction to that, after about half an hour of back and forth, was I shut down. I said, this is not the doctor for me. This is a waste of my time. I'm going to go find somebody else to deal with the situation. So when you are in a medical office like that, and you are not getting, like, the doctor never asked me, have you ever had this pain before? Is this something new? You're 44 years old. What's your history of pain? That question never came up. You know, have you tried therapy? Has it been helpful for you in the past? That question never came up. The only option on the table in his mind was, we need to explore surgery.
And so, he's a specialist, right?
Yep.
So there are three types of negotiator personalities within the Black Swan method: assertive, analyst, and accommodator. You find the largest number of assertives in the medical field by virtue of the fact that they are doctors, nurses for that matter, by virtue of the fact that they are nurses. They've gone through a level of education that you didn't. So they're already coming at you from a place of superiority. What's as important to an assertive than coming to an agreement or coming to a resolution or making a deal? It's to be heard and be respected. And so what you missed in that interaction is catering to that personality type. Specifically, the questions that you didn't get asked, obviously that you were expecting to get asked, should have been put on the table by you. If your expectation is to have him ask you about history, then after he's told you that he's trying to do different surgical procedures to include reconstruction, you know, it sounds like you landed on that decision without any consideration for my medical history. That is a deferential way for you to say, hey, look, don't you think we need to dive deeper into my case before we start electing to start cutting on me? And it's and you're doing it in a subordinate fashion. You're not challenging his knowledge. You're just throwing out the dynamic that you're getting from that doctor. It seems like you're taking this reconstruction surgery under consideration without understanding what my full medical history is. It sounds like you're willing to risk all of the things that you risk when you start cutting on people without understanding what kind of rehabilitation or therapy I've already gone through. You see the upward inflection on both of those? They're labels, but they're questions, because I upward inflected at the end, which is different than a calibrated question. A calibrated question for an assertive personality type can spark arguments, because they feel like you're questioning their expertise, you're questioning their authority. And I'm continually amazed how people who are theoretically and academically smarter than me, how much more information they vomit up for me when I take my question and I turn it into a label. A question I know that they would never answer if I put a what or a how in front of it, but they will answer if I use an asking label. So what did you miss? Personality type.